Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Coffee with HDR. As you know, the hat's never perfectly straight. Maybe the camera's crooked. I think somebody said that last week. But yeah, good morning. I'm back. Got the Harley Davidson mug ready to go here, full of some hot Java for the morning. And we'll go through the list here of the early risers, and I appreciate everybody each week coming in here to visit and hang out a little bit for an hour. Good morning, Anthony, Mike, Toby. Good morning to Joe, Ty from Tennessee, B the Rider, PA. Let's see, Chuck, Bob Nelson, Mike, BD Rider, Ed, and HD Trichoholic. What a name is that, huh? Trichoholic. Good morning, Harley 103, Rocky J. Man, you know, it snowed overnight again last night. Where are you? Oh, in upstate New York. Look at that. Payne's Ride, good morning to you, my friend. Good to have you on board. For another Saturday morning, Coffee with HDR. Man, I tell you, this is nice to get to sit and talk to friends like this each week, Saturday mornings here. You know, what you're thinking, you start out, you go to hit that live button on the stream. The first thing you start out thinking is, like, do I got any bacon in my teeth? You know, is there any toast on my beard? You know, you kind of got to get prepped up and look right. You know, good morning, Chuck. Nice to have you on board there this morning. Lots of snow. Harley 103 has lots of snow as well. If I could show you guys any pictures. Let's see some pictures here of our snow. Let me see if I can find one here for you. Got a couple things to talk about this morning. We're going to discuss, and we'll see how that goes. Here's a shot I took last night. Coming back from Triadelphia, West Virginia last night. I took this picture. Let me see if I can grab this here. Maybe. Here, I'll just show this. So I grabbed that picture last night. That was on the highway on Interstate 70, coming back from Triadelphia, West Virginia, late last evening. I actually took that and sent it to Bodine 52 because he said, how's the snow doing up your way? And that's about the extent of what snow we have left. The other day, it hit 60 degrees here on Wednesday, and it melted everything. So very, very fast runoff. But good morning, Larry. Yeah, very fast runoff, and that was nice. You know, I mean, we got some water in the basements. That's to be expected this time of year, just because of the runoff itself. But yeah, so you know that's the way the ball crumbles there. Let's see. If you guys did not see it, I got some pretty cool. Let me show you here. Pretty cool application window here. Pretty cool sticker there and a little bell from Switching Gears. So the Switching Gears Garage, great channel. Switching Gears is a friend of ours, and we communicate a lot back and forth. We talk, we chit chat, and he was just looking just a really good guy there. So anyway, but B the Rider PA asked if I was down looking at bikes. I did. I went down. I got down there about 7:30. And the Harley shop was closed, man. I had cash in my hand. I was ready to buy a new motorcycle. And, you know, why these Harley dealers don't stay open until 10 at night like department stores, I don't know. But actually not. Actually, what we did was we sold a car to a gentleman I work with, and we had to take it to his house and drop it off last night. So we took the car, and I got it all cleaned out. I washed it for him and took it down there and dropped it off and changed the title over, you know, did all that stuff. So he's the new proud owner of my car. So at the present moment, right now, Harley Day Rider is carless. So does that mean I have to ride the motorcycle to work every day, even if it snows or rains or sleets? Or, well, I'd like to tell you that would be the case. HDR's Payne's right said HDR is never getting rid of his 2018 Road Glide, and you are correct, man. I just put them awesome new lights on the windshield, man. It's a good running motorcycle. I only have 17,000 miles on my bike, and it's a 2018. Now, of course, I say that. Daniel, good morning to you. I didn't catch your name as you were coming through there. Larry 68 HD, good morning. But yeah, you're right, Payne's Rods. I mean, there's hardly any miles on that bike, and I got it all cleaned up and slicked up the way I want it, man. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I watched Be the Rider PA strip his bike down. It took him 2 days to get all the stuff off of it, to get it ready to put on a new motorcycle. And that's a lot. So I don't know. I'm not in the market of buying another touring bike. Many of you know I'm in the market of buying a second bike, but I was talking to Colin and Bob last night. We were chit-chatting through text message, and they said, "What do you want?" I said, "Man, I wish I could answer that question." It's hard to buy a motorcycle if you don't even know what kind of motorcycle you want, or what, not just what model, what brand. I told them I like the Street Bob. I like the Heritage. I like the Royal Enfield motorcycles. They're dual sport bikes for like $6,000 brand new out the door. So who knows? I mean, I'm not in no hurry, but morning, Paul. Yeah, I'm definitely not in no hurry to rush out and buy a new motor or another motorcycle, and heck, I like the weather just to get nice, guys, so we can go out riding, right? So we can just ride the bikes we have. But that would be really, really nice. My deal for a new dirt bike fell through, so on to the next one. There you go, Pants Ride. See, and like Payne, he has 2 bikes. He has his beautiful, beautiful street bike, and he also has his beautiful dirt bike, and he rides a lot. So, hey, good morning, Javon. Nice to see you in there. BMW has a riderless prototype. Good morning, Judy. I don't know if I want a riderless motorcycle. I want a motorcycle I can ride. So I don't know what a riderless motorcycle is. Good morning, House on 2 Wheels. What's going on with the crazy crew? We do have a good crew here on Saturday mornings. It's really nice to see everybody coming in. Good morning, Kay McConnell. I didn't see you come through there. Good morning to you. But yeah, so Payne has, and I looked at BMWs. I was going to trade my touring bike on a BMW. And the more I heard about the cost associated with if something goes wrong, and I know you shouldn't buy motorcycles thinking it's going to break down, right? That's not the reason we buy something, but it's just something that sticks in the back of your mind. People say, "Oh man, HDR, if it breaks down, man, then that has to be called BDR or BMW DR." That doesn't sound too good. There's no ring to that. So, good morning, Paul. But yeah, so like Payne has his 2 bikes, like I was saying. So if you already have your 2 bikes and he's looking for a new dirt bike, that's cool. But time's on his hands now, right? Time's on his side. You don't have to rush out and buy the first thing you see or the first deal you have. And that goes back right now. We're looking at cars for Mrs. HDR. So we went to a dealer, and now we went to one dealer for years. We bought 3 cars from them, but their service department treated her like men treat women in service departments. "Oh, excuse me, ma'am, do you know where your oil stick is?" I'd be like, "Stick it up your," and I called out there and I ran them down, man. I told them off. I said, "Look," I said, "you people are nothing but idiots, but their salespeople have always been really, really good to us." So we purchased 3 vehicles from them in the past, right? So we went to the new dealer where she gets her service done now. We thought we're going to give these guys a crack. So we set out the car. Here's the thing with cars and motorcycles, guys. Anybody can get you that car you want. Anybody can get you that motorcycle you want. So we went to the dealer in that she gets her car work done. We took a test drive, checked it all out. They ran the numbers. They brought us back the numbers. We looked at them. I said, you know what, hon? I said, I think what we better do is I better call the other dealer and tell them, look, we went to a different dealer. We want to deal with you guys. You've been very good to us over the years. And good morning, Bodine 52. So I told him, I said, I'm going to give you a crack at selling us another car. This is the car we want. This is the interest rate that we set off to get. We want a 5-year extended warranty, So, they came back the very next morning at $1,000 cheaper. And she said, and Miss HR is the kind of person, she don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. She said, I don't want to hurt the other car dealer's feelings. I said, fine. So I'll call him up. So I called him up. I said, look, we went to another dealer just to get pricing. If you can come off your car by the same $1,000, I'll buy it from you because it's the same car. And, they call us back. They did one of the old car dealer tricks. Well, we got her down $600. Man, I went to the service manager and the sales manager, and that's the best they can do, $600 off. And I said, well, thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Called the other place. I said, get the paperwork ready. We're coming out Saturday morning to pick up the car. So the dealer lost. Don't play games with people. Like you guys, you're ready to buy a motorcycle. You go out there and you go to buy a motorcycle, and I don't know what it is. It's a Harley Road King, a 2021 Road King blue. You can buy that blue Harley Road King at any Harley dealer in the nation. So you look for what's going to save you a couple bucks. That's what you want to do. Save yourself some money. Good morning, Pink's Adventure. Sorry, I missed some people in the chat there. Good morning, Jeff Rice. Good to see you in there. My Motor Ag, good morning to you. 2 really good YouTube channels for buying cars is Kevin Hunter and Your Auto Advocate. Worth a look. I need a virtual reality goggle and a big fan to get me through the winter. Mike, I know what you mean. Good morning, Frosty Travels. What's up? So wintertime of motorcycling is probably one of the worst times to have the motorcycle hobby. Unless you're into like working in the garage, fixing your bike up, doing some mods to it. And people do that. I've seen people do that every year on their videos. And it's really cool. I tried to do that, and I don't know. I did a few things. You seen we did the lights there a few weeks ago on the motorcycle. The video's up on my YouTube channel. And Custom Dynamics is really, really great lighting. It's really good looking. And I put the sequential lighting on the windshield, which is really cool. It's a new line of lights. But so when purchasing a new car, you should take a wander through the service department and see how they interact with customers and try to meet the service manager. Well, here's the thing, Harley 103. This is the bad thing. The place we are buying the car, we will never take a car there to be serviced. If you treat my wife poorly, then I'm done with you. And I told their service manager, I said, you're nothing but an idiot. You're a lowlife, and your guys treat women like crap. You can't treat women just because a woman brings a car in. Don't treat her like she don't know what a bolt is. She don't know what a tire is. She don't know what a windshield wiper is. She don't know what an air cleaner is. Honest to God, I could not even begin to tell you how to drop my transmission on my car. So does that make me an idiot in car mechanics? Maybe. They don't treat me that way. I go in there, oh, sir, the flux capacitor in your transmission pan is like talking to me like I know. You know what I mean, sir? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, I don't. Maybe we're just good BSers. Guys are, but anyway, so where we are buying the car, it will never go there for service. It will go to the place where we didn't buy the car because they have a better service department. They just have a not as good of sales team or sales manager to make a deal. So, but anyway, they are being patronizing. Yeah, that's the way to say it. My Motor Ag, good morning to you. Mike, good morning. Very 1950s, and like I said, well, I told her I don't know if I should tell this, Hey, good morning, Jackson. Good to see you in there this morning. I don't know if I should tell us to all these people in here that, own a lot of American-made motorcycles, but we do buy Hondas. Honda CRVs is what my wife has owned for, oh, wow. Probably she bought her first one back in 2012, maybe. Her first CRV or 2013, and she's had one ever since. So we don't lease them. We actually purchase these cars, and we leased before. But what happens when you lease a vehicle is you have nothing to trade in. So I leased a truck for 3 years. And when we decided we didn't want to lease them, we took it back. Well, guess what you get back? Zero. You get nothing. They actually charged me a $495 turn-in fee. I was like, are you crazy? Is there something wrong with this dealership? Oh, no, sir. We have to wash that vehicle, and we have to get it ready to go back on the lot and vacuum it. $495 to do that? Yes, sir. Yep, absolutely. So, but anyway, yeah. So we don't lease anymore because, like I said, there's no trade-in value to lease, and you can't sell it at the end of the lease. There's no dollar. There should be a dollar buyout, right? You lease it for 4 years. You paid them $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 in 4 years. Then they should go in. It should be like computers. There's a dollar buyout. You want to keep it? Yeah, give me $1. That's it. Deal done. They don't do that. They want to sell it to you for the price it's new, sitting on the lot. So, but anyway, let's see. Dealership. I bought my truck from Upset Me. Salesman was very upset in the way they treated me. Hate dealing with them. See, Anthony, you get it too. And Anthony is a mechanic, and you can't treat people poorly. Here's one thing I don't like. When I bought my motorcycle, when I bought the 2018, I bought it. It was the third Harley I bought from this dealer. My close friends here know exactly where. You guys know where I purchased it because I've complained about it on the motorcycle a couple 150 million thousand times. The sales manager who's still there today absolutely upset me because this is what he said. And I've sold things. I've sold computers and cameras. And so I go in there, I pick out a motorcycle, right? We're trying to negotiate the price. He comes and goes, maybe this is not the motorcycle for you. And I was like, maybe I'll just like knock you off the top of the roof and then break your head open. You don't talk to people like that, dude. I could go down the street and buy that same motorcycle, probably cheaper. I'm only coming here because I purchased 3 bikes here, and they did make me a really, really great deal on it in the end. But the sales manager is still there, and I still talk to him. He's a nice person, but he's a very shitty sales manager. And, you don't treat people like that. If I go in there and I want to buy a CVO for $45,000, I'm trying to get you to come off of the extended warranty by $300 or $400. Don't treat me like garbage. Come off the warranty by $300 or $400. It's horrible. These people treat people like garbage. Good morning, Sonic. Dealer wanted $1,000 to install a theft wheel lock on my new Honda. I purchased it for my daughter. I told them, I'm going to stop this here. I told them I installed them myself. It would take all 4 minutes. Yeah, and that's another thing. Why? And I know why. I mean, Jackson, you figure it this way. So was it Jackson? Oh, Sonic. I'm sorry. Sonic 747. So if you pay $100 to get that part installed, the dealership gets $95, and then they pay the mechanic $5 for putting that part on for 4 minutes. That's how it works. So, and that's the problem with these dealers, car dealers, bike dealers, everybody. But that's just the way it works. Good morning, Rocky J. You must be doing something wrong. Uh-oh. Something wrong. What did I? Must be. The buyout on my lease was $26,000. The dealer gave me $31,000 on a new lease. That's pretty funny. But mine was a Dodge Ram truck, Ram Tough truck, and I liked the truck, but I didn't like the lease. I mean, we leased it. We paid it out. It was 3-year lease. We kept the truck for the 3 years. We didn't try to take it back early or anything. I mean, Oh, they would do that. You can bring your vehicle back early, but you got to pay the lease out because it's almost like I guess it's like a rental contract, right? You sign it for 3 years, you got to pay it for 3 years. I get it. Auto and Harley dealers are some of the best sales and service I have ever dealt with. Never felt like bring this up here. Hey, Pinks, I'd like to know which Harley dealer you go to. We have one local here that I have 2 friends that went to buy their bikes. Well, they're actually in Ohio. It's called Adventure Harley Davidson. I was going to go there today with Be the Rider PA. We had plans to go down earlier in the week, and then the whole car deal came up. And if you didn't hear that, folks, the car deal was Mrs. HDR is getting a new car. So I sold my car last night, dropped it off at the buyer's house, and we have to go pick her car up today. So, but wonder how the turnout was. Be frosty this year. Be frosty this year. Just traveling, go through some of these. Same as Marky, I make my own leases. I always make out on my leases. Oh, Payne says he always makes out on leases. The other thing we didn't like about leases, the mileage limitations. You know, I mean, 10,000 miles a year. Mrs. HR's car is a 2016. We're keeping it. It's a CRV. And we purchased it new in 2016. But it has 62,000 miles on it already. So we put way over 10,000 miles a year on it. But Jackson says a guy from Legends might be coming to the fireside chat. Don't know if you want him on the show or not. We have not really discussed that as a group about bringing vendors on. You know, I don't know. I mean, I have to talk to the guys, but personal opinion, I think people come to our fireside chat to be entertained. We get a lot of comments. The 3 of us talk, and we get tons of comments, and it's great. We've been doing that since last March, and it's amazing how it's grown. But we've never really talked about having vendors on, you know, or sponsoring the show, because we rotate those shows around. You know, every other week is on different channels. So, but who knows? Because I've had a couple of vendors in the back of my mind. I wanted to call, and I thought I'd bring them on, but I don't want, or we maybe don't want the show to become a sales pitch as much as just entertainment. Now, if they'd like to sponsor the show and send us all Legend Shocks, and then we'll talk to them about Legends, that would be wonderful. I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. Did you clean up the car before delivering to the new owner? Asking for a friend. Yep, absolutely. I took it to the car wash. I washed it off. I took it in my garage. I turned the heat on, cleaned the car out, vacuumed the carpets, wiped the dash down. So yeah, I did. He's a co-teacher of mine at the school, and we took it out for a test drive, and we didn't even get out of the parking lot. He said, "I'll take it." He said, "It's a fantastic price." He said, "It's a great car." So he really, really wanted it. So Bob, I'm glad you agree. I mean, I don't want to bring up topics like this, Bob. I'm sorry, but myself, Bob, and Colin will talk privately about stuff like this for the fireside chat, because that's always been a 3-way decision with us. So, and we've had our fair share of discussions with the fireside chat, but it is a lot of fun to do, guys. We love to do it. We're always looking for great guests. A lot of you have been guests on the show already. So, Jackson, HDR. Good morning, Jackson. Fireside Chat is a great show, probably my favorite. Ty, it is a good thing to do. You know, we've had great people on. We got more great people coming on. Tomorrow night, we have somebody, Bodine, Bob has somebody coming from across the pond, he said. His name is Paul. I talked to him the other day. We talk on Facebook. These guys set up Facebook Messenger groups, and you'd think I'm a tech guy. I probably figured that out. I can't figure that out. And I put on there, "Hi, Bob. Nice to have you on the show." So then Bob messaged me back. He sends me a text. He goes, "You know, the guy's name is Paul." And I was like, "Oh, crap. I'm sorry." But I don't know why I said Bob. But talk about a ride today. Bob Nelson, we always appreciate you pushing the show out there, the fireside chat on your rides. It's nice that you promote us so heavily. Bob is, if we ever need a guest MC, we call Bob up. Bob Nelson's a great guest MC. Our wives even think that he's a wonderful guy. So, and he is. He's just a straight shooter. If you're not watching his channel, and probably most of you are, check him out, man. It's a good time. Yeah, Jackson, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you agree on the vendor part. But I know, I think Colin just bought Legend Revo A's, I think he said. And I know Bob's looking at them too. And I mean, I would like to get Legend. I think Legends are good shocks. But you kind of got to separate, you know, even if you guys ever noticed the Fireside Chat is not monetized. We talked early on, all three of us have monetized YouTube channels. So what that means is we could check a button and say, hey, put ads on that video. But all three of us have agreed over the year and couple months we've been doing this, or almost a year. Wait, this is, oh yeah, next month is March, right? Couple days. But we've all three agreed that we are not putting ads on the Fireside Chat. We're not making any money from it. Sometimes we get those little super chats that pop up like, hey, here's a donation. That's cool. And we take that money and we discussed it, like, what are we going to do with that? So we decided that we take that as we get it. We figure out who got what, and we just give it back. So you're welcome, Bob, man. You're a great guy. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. Don't do it. Harley 103 said, don't do it. Keep the ads away from the chat. And I'm sure we'll talk about that later. Jackson, again, you know, tell him very much we appreciate that kind of input. I mean, I do appreciate that. I appreciate you looking out for us. But yeah, that's probably the bottom line. But I'll talk to the guys and we'll figure that out. So I'm pretty sure I know what the consensus are because we pretty much know each other pretty well. It's kind of weird over the past, since I met Bob, Bob, 2 years ago, I think. Myself, you, and your wife, and my wife took a ride to lunch and met for the very first time. And Bob will tell you that story. And my wife and Mrs. H.R. will tell you that story also. We met them at a gas station. We pull out of the gas station. We got all of our centers hooked up. And I said, hey, Bob. He said, what? I said, aren't you hot wearing all that crap? Mrs. H.R. said, why are you dogging this guy? You just met him. And Bob has liked me ever since because I just tell you like it is. But he had his, you know, his riding jacket on. I mean, he's a very safe guy. He had all of his stuff on. It was cool. But safety, right? But I just said that, and you know, and I think I don't know. I think we might have taken our riding jackets off at that point. It's funny because people will tell you slow speed is when you're going to have a crash. But myself and Mrs. HR has always ridden with our riding jackets on the highway. I know Be the Rider PA, we've had this discussion. When he's on the highway, he has his riding jacket on. As soon as we go to back roads, we pull in a gas station, we take our riding jackets off. I don't know why. I'm talking on a hot day. You know, it's 110 degrees outside. You know, you're sweating, you're sticking to the seat. HDR, I hope you can get the guest we emailed about last week. Jackson, I hope so too. And I have not heard anything back from him at all. I think that would be an awesome guest on the show. I told you before, with his years of experience of Harley Davidson. And I just think it would be a lot of fun to have him on the show. So, and be able to talk with him in the green room a little bit, you know, get some of his background. So, see, Bob said he knew me right then. Anyway, so myself and Bob, we've been friends. Bob lived here in Pennsylvania for, well, I don't know, Bob, 6-7 months after I met him, maybe a year. But then he got a good job. His family's in Michigan. He moved back. I don't blame the guy for that. I think that's wonderful. I want to move to Georgia, you know, to ride in nice weather all year long like Bob Nelson does. But we have grandkids now, so that's not going to happen because we have family here. So family means a lot, right? So same with Bodine and Mrs. Bodine, that they want to be with their family. So, but before that, we had a meetup And we had a meetup in West Virginia. Well, this other guy shows up, this guy by the name of Bronco Ride. Now, Bob knew him. They were kind of buds. They talked a little bit. And I met him at the meetup, and he's a pretty good guy. I mean, I watched his stuff before this videos and got to talking, and then the three of us started texting each other. And next thing you know, I mean, once the fireside chat started, the three of us decided we're going to do it as a three-way hosting team, and that's been the story. So now we're kind of like brothers. So it's weird, we can bring each other up and down like that. Like we could pull a string and be, whoa, what happened, and usually they set me off more. Why am I so opinionated? Somebody said the other day, when do you lose your filters? When did you guys lose your filters? I'm talking to somebody. You're talking to somebody and they say something. You're like, boom, snap. You're like, you say whatever you want. Yeah. I mean, I lost mine at 55, permanently gone. No more filter. Good morning, Hell's on Two Wheels. Steve, good morning to you. Jackson, you're still HR. Yep, Jackson. So I hope we get that guest on. D.A. Bishop, good morning to you. I've been running Legends for over 2 years, 12,000 miles on a road glide. You love them. And I looked at the Legends. Legends has another shock. Their first level shock for the touring bike. They're like, and you guys, are they any good, or is it like the junk stock or the junk shock? It's $299 for a set of rear shocks. They're Legends, but they're not the Revo A's for $1,000. But I always look for a bargain. I try to find the best. I don't buy the best just because it's the most expensive. Like, hey, here's a shock. It's $1,000. Oh, man, I got to have that one because that's the best. I like to find guys that say, well, look, the $300 shock does the same thing. It's definitely, is it better than, how about this? If anybody knows this, is it better than the stock shocks I have now? That's the stuff I like to know. Jackson, I'm not a YouTube star like y'all. I tell everybody I meet, Jackson, YouTube, when you get on YouTube and you start posting your videos, everybody starts with subscriber number 1. And the funny thing is, if you look back in time, I couldn't even tell you. Nobody can ever tell you who was their very first subscriber. That should be something we should all know. That person started you off on that path to having more subscribers. So, but yeah, so they are all still better than stock. Well, thanks, Hell's on Two Wheels. So it's something, and I don't remember which ones I was looking at exactly the other day. I was just poking around, playing around, and I can't remember exactly what they were. Do. Do you know? Oh, no, that's not true. Click here to view by models. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't know where they're at now. Huh. Was it Legend? What's the other suspension company out there? Progressive? Let's see here. Let's see what we can do here. But yeah, so I mean, I've looked, got the Revo A's value blue, so send it less a year later, old 15,000 miles. Yeah, I don't know where those were anyway, but yeah, I'm not really sure where they were. Or were they? Anyway, I don't really want to look stuff up here, but yeah, I don't really know what the price of it was, but it wasn't. It was like like $399 for a set of Legend shocks. So, but I mean, I don't know what kind they are. Oh, they are the Revo A. Is that what I was looking at before? Maybe that you're right. The Revo A. Revo A. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, you get the idea. Suspension Technology USA, formerly is what I have in the back. Very good shocks, Frosty Travelers. Just no adjustment on the rebound. Think they are set at 3 from the factory. Revo A gives you the adjustment. The ones I looked at, they're adjustable. They have a wrench you stick underneath of it, and you like crank it sideways, and it relieves pressure, or it lowers, or it adds pressure to it. But it's a wrench. It's not a knob. It's not something easy to do. Good morning, James. Nice to have you on board there. Just turning to Saturday morning research with HDR. Sorry, Jackson, I don't mean to be research. I think it's more like HDR's inquiring, what you guys think, because you guys are legends in the motorcycle field. But anyway, regardless, so just kind of curious. I didn't want to spend, $1,000 for shocks, but here's my next question for everybody. How in the world is it? Now, everybody knows that Harley Davidson released their new models in what? February this year? They released their 2021 models in February of 2021, right? We didn't really know what was coming. Check this out. Let me see if I can. Application window. Let's do this. Check this out. How is Indian releasing their 2022 models? It's March, it's February of 2021. So, and now, well, you're right, Harley 1-3. You get what you pay for. Pay me now or pay me later. Yeah, you're right. So, you're right. You guys are right. Believe me, I know that. I've lived through that my whole life. So, yeah, the Indian Chief lineup. This is actually coming from Rider Motorcycles magazine. They got the 2022 Indian Chief. Now, I do like these things on the front. I was telling you, I think last week, their speedometer is digital now, and they built a GPS in it. Pretty cool stuff. Getting ahead of the game, good old Indian. Yeah, so how does Indian come out with 2022 models already? I mean, and I guess they're just preparing us for what's coming, the bobber. These are really cool motorcycles, really nice for a second bike. It would be really nice, like that Indian Super Chief would be a nice touring bike. It's got floorboards. It's got everything you want on it. Saddlebags. But yeah, the Dark Horse. The Bobber Dark Horse. So, like, look at that thing. The Super Chief Limited. Coming in at $20,000. So, it doesn't make it a good logical second bike for me when paying $20,000 is not going to happen. And I was telling Bodine and I was telling Bob and Colin last night, they said, what kind of bike you're looking for? And I said, I can't find a used Harley Davidson motorcycle under $10,000. I don't know why. I just cannot find it under $10,000. So he was left with the dual exhaust. Let's see here. I did a race with Indian this morning. He was left with dual exhaust or diesel exhaust. That's funny. Yeah. Christmas started October last year. Any bets on this year? Oh, man. But anyway, so, yeah, I don't know how they do that. Yeah, push of a button suspension would be really, really nice. Like you're just on the front, just push a button, and there was, I don't know who makes those shocks. Adam Sandoval put those on his fiance's motorcycle and on her Road King, and she loves those. They're actually somehow they self-adjust when you sit on it. It figures out the weight and it adjusts itself. Yeah, the Heritage starts at 19,000. So, um, and then there's the new motorcycle coming out, right? The Pan America. Did anybody watch that release? I watched that release the other day. Myself and Bob and Colin are texting each other, and luckily what they do that is they did it 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, which just happened to be, or 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, which just happened to be in the Eastern time zone, my lunchtime. My lunchtime is 10:30 in the morning until 11:30, around there, when we have a planning period that we write lesson plans, and then we have our lunch time. So I had time to sit and watch it. Yeah, Paul, the Pan American, I think, is Harley's. Let me see if I can say this. I believe it's Harley Davidson's first little trick or first little test. They're doing a test market to see who's going to buy this thing because, like you said, it has rideable adjust height. I think you're going to see it on their next touring models. It has an electric windshield. Everything we've been asking for, you're going to see that on the next touring models because they're going to say, "Hey, does anybody care about this electric windshield, guys?" When they're in the CEO's conference room, and the guys will be like, "Oh my God, everybody's like raving about this electric windshield." All right, put down the touring bikes. What about that ride adjustment, throttle adjustments? Does anybody like that? Oh my, everybody loves that. Boss, everybody loves that. And you're going to see that all coming on the tour models next year. Electric windshield, throttle response. You're going to see self-adjusting suspension. So when you pull up to the light, it's going to the bike will lower itself down so you can put your feet down. When you touch the throttle, the bike picks itself back up a little bit. So yeah, that's all going to be there next year on models. What's the oldest year you're looking for HDR? The oldest year Harley Davidson I'm looking for, whatever first year was the Street Bob came out, or a 2005 Heritage. Whatever I buy, I would like it. Well, I don't know what the Street Bob is, but I would like it to have 6 gears. Would be awesome. So I don't really want to go older than that. So. Yeah, Paul, Harley bringing out the new tech. I mean, we expected that to come out on the touring models this year, but we didn't see that. But I really believe this Pan America is our start to showing everybody what's going to be coming on the touring bikes next year, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be awesome. Don't believe it's an electric windshield. It's adjustable, but not electric. No, I thought they said it is electric on the thing. You touch a button, and the windshield just lifts up and down. So. It's pretty cool. At least that's what they showed on the video. Oh, Mr. Motorrad, they wanted you to come out and test ride. The guy was interested in a POV from Brimmer Rider. Instead, yeah, Paul said, instead you got a cable clutch, but not like Be the Rider PSA. He don't care. He's a mechanic. Again, let's go back to that whole mechanic thing we talked about earlier. Is a cable clutch. I don't even know how to adjust a clutch plate. He can go and he's going to fine tune it and adjust it. I'm the hydraulic clutch customer because I just want to push it and it works, pour some fluid in and keep it topped off and it adjusts itself because I don't know anything about that stuff. So 2006 to 16 was Street Bob years. The Street Bob's still out. They just produced a brand new one, a 2020 Street Bob. I know for sure is out. So, but yeah, 2006 then would be great. Yeah, the cable clutch is cheaper to produce, and apparently it has less flaws. That's what I was told. Yeah, all the tech on the bike just makes them more expensive, but it's also going to make them more competitive with all the other makers of motorcycles. That's what I think they need to do. But it's funny, guys. A lot of us here are Harley people. I don't see Harley people leaving Harley because Harley put a cable clutch on their motorcycles. I see those being sold out the door. People are going to be buying those motorcycles up like left and right. I know guys that buy brand new motorcycles every year, every single year. I said, your loan has to be so upside down. He said, I just bought a 2021 limited, ultra limited. And he said out the door, everything all together. He said, I have I think he said it was $65,000 in this motorcycle. I said, excuse me? He goes, well, my loans are so upside down because I trade them every year. So, and he doesn't pay them down fast. So his payments on his bike are $1,200 a month. I'm like, is there going to be a time in your life you understand that that's probably not a good thing to do? But hey, the dealer loves them, man. Buys a new bike every year. So, yeah, James, you're right. I like my hydraulic clutch too. No problems with it. I love it. I got used to it. So, the street was a dine and now it's a soft. Oh, yeah, they did change the street bob frame, I guess, Jackson's what you're saying. But yeah, so I would take one of the older ones, the 2006 when they first came out. That would be nice. Yeah, you're right, Miss. You're right, my motor. That's nuts. To have a motorcycle payment that expensive, it's like, I don't have to have new every year. Look at what they call bar Herpel, lightweight, smaller, and inexpensive to ride. And you're right. That's kind of what we're looking at. What do they call those bikes, guys? Bobbers, like a bobber. Miss HDR said last night we're eating there, and she goes, "You can only ride one motorcycle at a time." I said, "Was you talking to Be the Rider PA?" Because he tells me all the time, you can only ride one bike at a time. But I know people that have 7 motorcycles. I mean, one for every day of the week, because you can only ride it one. It's not about that. It's about I want a touring bike and I also want something light and nimble, just something to ride around and have fun on is all it is. So Bob has both, not a big Bob said he has a cable clutch and a hydraulic clutch. But Bob, do you adjust your own cables? Do you understand how the cable clutch works? I don't know how that works. I'd have to take it to the shop to get it adjusted. I didn't switch from Harley for the tech. I switched for the better ride. Chuck. So Chuck, you're telling me did you switch to the Goldwing? Is that what you're riding now? You're a Goldwing rider. And people do that, guys. People switch to the Goldwings because they say it's a better ride. I will test ride one. We sat on one at the show, but that's not the same as riding it. And I also understand that Sean Smoke has a ton of bikes. I mean, he's like the motorcycle collector. But I understand that the new Honda Goldwings, they put bigger luggage, bigger saddlebags, and a bigger touring pack on this year. So that was the sticking point for us. We couldn't buy it because we didn't have enough room to travel. So, and we're planning on being on the road this year for I'm planning 4 weeks. Mrs. HR is planning 3 solid weeks. So we'll see because we're still undecided of which direction we're going on vacation. But we just don't know yet. We know we're going on a road trip. There's 6 of us going, myself and Mrs. HR and 4 very good friends of ours. And then after that, we're going to be going for maybe a couple weeks, but we don't know where to go yet. So a lot of people know that I talked about Route 66. If you got a Honda, you can still see Payne's Route right. I can still be a Honda day rider. But there's no plans in that. No plans at all of doing anything, changing. Anthony said it's adjusted by a lever. That must be the cable clutch. It was really hard doing 3 bikes at once, trying to ride all of them at least once a week. Now down to 2. Yeah, I think 2 is the ultimate. New Hondas don't even have a cable clutch on the DCT. Yeah, the DCT, the non-clutchable Honda motorcycles is cool, but I've never ridden one. I don't know if I'd like it. People have told Mike Hilly 7, you're driving nothing but a big scooter, it's a scooter. There's no clutch. It's a girl's motorcycle. But what does it ride like? I would never tell the man that. He loves it. And hey, remember, I told you guys last week, right? Crazy Cool New Yorker. Ride what you love what you ride. And you own it. That's what he's saying. When you buy something, own it. I don't care if somebody comes over and goes, well, that's only a 250cc Honda, whatever they are, little motorcycle. So it's 2 wheels, dude. You're riding. I don't care what you ride. As long as you like it, it's your motorcycle. That's all that matters. Side bags are the same, but the top trunk is bigger on the new Goldwing. Mike, the next question is on the Goldwing. We need a luggage rack. Can I put a luggage rack on a Goldwing? See, that's the next thing. Here's what I like about the Goldwing: heated seats and heated grips. I don't have heated grips. Somebody keeps reminding me of that. I don't know who that is, but a heated seat would be awesome, man. Especially this time of year. It's 45 today. If I get out there and ride today, but yeah, that would be super cool. So, do you ride one or two up most of the time? Oh, you're asking, are you touring? I didn't see that question come through there. Most of the time, personally, for me though, guys, I ride one up. So, I usually ride, by myself, and that's the idea of the second motorcycle, something smaller. The only one that it's like is the one that is paying for it. Chuck, I couldn't have said it better myself. The only one that has to like it is the one that is paying for it. That's right. Just like all the upgrades, Bodine's been doing lots of videos on his channel about upgrading comfort, and he did one recently about upgrading performance. The only one that has to agree with you on what you're doing to your motorcycle is you. You're riding it. If you need to have a 131 engine with an outboard kit with a 6-inch round exhaust pipe, and it's going to sound like a tractor trailer truck coming down the road, it's your motorcycle. I don't have to like it, and I'm not going to comment on it, and I'm not going to say negativity things about what you do to your motorcycle. Most of you guys know what I do to my motorcycle is basically, honestly, the biggest thing in the back of my mind is price. How much am I paying for something? I want to get extended heel toe shifters like Anthony has, and they're really, really nice. I think it's cool. But do I need to pay $200 to get another inch on my floorboard? Probably not. I'm just saying. So I have to look at that too. I have to be concerned about pricing. Let's face it, in life, you know what? You have a stack of money this big, right? And if you keep spending on your motorcycle, it's going to be this big. And then your hot water tank or your furnace is going to break. And then you're not going to have any money to be hot or to be warm or to have hot water to wash your body. So you better keep some of that money in there and not spend it on the motorcycle. The motorcycle's running. It's out in the garage. It's ready to go. I went out there today. She goes, "Are you ready to ride me yet?" Miss HR hates when I say that. But that's what the motorcycle tells me. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm ready to ride, but the weather's not. It doesn't need anything. It's not saying, if you put a new exhaust on me, I'll ride you better. It didn't say that. So it's about what you want. It's about what you want on your bike. But yeah, so anyway, I mean, that's just the stuff is. HDR, if you bought a Goldwing, Colin could have to upgrade to stage 4 to keep up with you. Would that not be funny? I sent a message to Bob yesterday because he was talking about his stage 1 upgrade and how much faster his motorcycle was. And I told him when I go on vacation with those guys this year, so we'll all leave Monday. And this is what I see in my mind. We're all going to leave Monday. Bob and Colin and their wives are going to get to their destination Monday evening. Myself and Mrs. HDR will get there Tuesday afternoon because our bike is much slower than their bike. And we won't be able to keep up. They'll be, and it'll be gone. And, but we'll get there Tuesday afternoon. So it's not about how fast you get to the destination. It's about getting to the destination safely. Man, I need to use that on my bike, right? That's a good closing statement. It's not how fast you ride. It's how safe you get there. Anyway, look at Bob. That's going to happen, Bob. I'll be like down there riding the Tail of the Dragon with them for the meetup that we're going to in Tazewell, Virginia. And I'll be on the centers with them, be like, Bob, Colin. I'll call myself and say, "Where you guys at?" And they'll be like, "Oh, we're done with the Tail of the Dragon. We're done at the back of the Dragon. We're down here to Tail of the Dragon ride." Now I'll be like, "What?" And I'll be halfway through the back of the Dragon. Like I couldn't keep up. They'll be like, well, just kidding. No hot water stinks. You're right, Payne's right. I've lived that life. Have an electric hot water heater and have the electric go off for 3 days. Woohoo! Not fun. That's why I have gas. Our wife won't let us ride that fast. Yeah. Anthony called me last week. He said, you got to recant your statement. I said, what statement's that, Anthony? He said, when you were riding with me, he said, my wife's knee was not touching the ground. I said, well, no, it wasn't touching the ground when we were going straight, only when we got around bends. And he got so mad at me. I just say things. He really doesn't ride like that. So I'll recant it. He doesn't. Anthony doesn't. He rides very, very fast, but his wife's knee never touches the ground. So wood stove, boil the water. I started my Ultra up and I pulled it out last night. She's ready to go, and so am I. We had some good weather during the week. Weekend arrives and it's all rain. So very, very true. Oh my goodness. Yeah. We need the rain. I mean, the one thing it's funny with me this time of year is, and I say it too, you know, we need rain because the rain washes the guck off the road, the solid, the cinders, and all that guck off the road, right? I don't let that stop me from riding. Here's the trick is when you ride this time of year and there's stuff on your roads, stay to the main roads. Stay to the main roads. And remember, when the cars go down, they blow all the guck out and in. So if you stay center in your lane, all this debris should be off the road. Just watch when you're going back to your house, like down the bottom of our hill. I should take a picture and show you next week. There's like cinder where the truck like was sitting and like it just kind of did a dump. And so you got to watch that one patch right there. But the RT is almost quick and fast. It's easy to work on and a lot lighter too. Yeah, let's see. I started. Okay, so you pulled your Ultra out. Boiling water is a nice way to keep it warm. You're right. I got a short ride yesterday. Felt great to get back on the bike. We were talking about that last night too. And I told the guys, the one thing you won't see me do is when I first get the bike out after winter, you will not see a moto vlog from me because it's just me and the motorcycle. And the reason that is, you got to get reacquainted with it. You got to get used to riding again. It's not like riding all over, like they say. Once you learn to ride a bicycle, you can ride it whenever, right? Same with a motorcycle. But you got to get your body reacquainted to it before you start jibber jabbering and you know, talking on this on the camera and doing a moto vlog. That should be the last thing from your mind. You know, now the second, third time you're out, yeah, start vlogging again. You know, you're back, you're accustomed to the motorcycle. You can talk and ride, not pay attention. Yeah, it's a good time then. So, but it's good to go out. You guys all know I got my short loops. You've seen that on my videos right around the house here, just up through the countryside. But this time of year, I won't ride it because I don't know how they are. Bob did a good thing. Take your truck out of your car, take a ride your loop and look at the road, study it, make sure it's okay. That's a fantastic idea. When he told me that, I was like, light bulb, woo, what? You know, so, but yeah, so go out there. Won't be riding there for another 3 months. Where do you live in? Antarctica. Whew. Oh my goodness. Have to talk to it alone for the first. Yeah, see, Bodine, you're right. You kind of just have to talk to the bike, get reacquainted, let the bike know you still care. You know, take her out there, take him out, Duke, and you know, get them back on the road again. Get used to them. So, but what also I like to do, though, guys, on a serious note, is listen to the motorcycle because it sat for 3-4 months maybe. See if there's any loose bolts, anything rattling, anything that's not right. Does something feel wrong to you? We talked last night. Please, everybody, check your tire pressure before you pull it out of the garage this time of year. I don't care if you're going around the block. Check the tire pressure because they're all low. That's just winter time. Tires lose air. I don't know where it goes, but even my car loses air in the tires. So, and Anthony, you're right. You're itching to ride, but you still have ice on your driveway. I could bring my salt spreader out. If you buy yourself 10 bags of salt, we can use my spreader and I'll salt it for you. My bike hates me, especially in damn dirt. That dirt bike. Your dirt bike's been doing fine. If you would quit working on the engine pains ride, I got to text you, man. Just tell you the way it is. But leave the motor alone, dude. Just ride the bike. You know. Nah, you're a great rider, man. I appreciate that. All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. Please, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Bodine, is that right? We didn't change the time tomorrow, did we? No, 6 p.m. tomorrow night. I know we're talking about changing the time one day. I don't know what day it is, but there's a holiday coming up here. Yeah, 6 p.m. Thank you. So 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. We do have Paul on with us from across the pond. You're going to love his voice. He has an amazing channel, man. His videos are awesome. He's a great storyteller on his videos, not just a motive vlog, but an actual story. So, but we will be on 6 p.m. We will be on Bodine 52's channel. So come over there. We've been, really getting a ton of viewers. Tell all your friends, your family, your coworkers, talk about us at the water cooler. I don't even care if they ride motorcycles. Bring them over to the show, and tell them to watch and hang out with us for an hour. So, but thanks everybody. And I will talk to you tomorrow night for that show. And for this show, I'll talk to you again next Saturday morning. Thanks for joining me here with Coffee with HDR. Have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow evening. Bye-bye for now.